Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Overlord, the 2018 film, which is a American war and horror film. It stars Wyatt Russell, who is the son of, in case you don't know who he is, he's the son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, and the half brother of Kate Hudson, grandson of Bing Russell. Excuse me. And it stars Wyatt Russell, Jovan Adepo. I've never seen this guy before in a movie. Ian DeCaster from Marvel's Agents of Shield, who he plays Fitz, and he has got a supporting role in this film as well. And Mookie Woodbine, who I've seen in several movies. You've got a French actress named I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but it's Matilda Olivier. If I guess that's how you pronounce it. And of course, J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Productions is how the movie came out from, where the movie came out from. And didn't do really well in the box office, but decided to take a look, and this afternoon that's what I watched. So the story is set in around the time of D-Day, and you have an American paratrooper squad led by Wyatt Russell's character. I believe his name is Corporal Ford. And you have a few soldiers along with them, and they are, while they're being shot at, while they're crossing over to France, they get shot by Nazis, and they have to jump onto just outside a town in France, in Nazi-occupied France. I don't really see that they've actually done that, but their mission basically, with the town, their mission basically is to destroy a German radio tower in an old church in order for the rest of the troops to actually take over that area. And I'm not really caught up with my World War II history, so I don't really know much about it, just know that that's around the time of D-Day. So, excuse me. Some of the soldiers end up getting killed. They land, they try to regroup, and a landmine blows up another soldier, and then they run into a French woman named Chloe, who she's actually a scavenger, and she's been taking up leftover belongings from some of the dead soldiers, and she decides to show them on their asking her when she realizes they're American soldiers. She leads them into her village, that's where the radio tower is actually located. They take refuge in a house, and in this house she's got an 8-year-old brother named Paul and her aunt, who she says is actually sick, but she's been disfigured horribly. And apparently there's some really wacky mad scientist, a German Nazi guy, who's been conducting experiments on the local people. And when the experiments go wrong, they kill them with, kill them using fire. So anyhow, while they're hiding out, a Nazi patrol comes in and visits Chloe. Apparently, the leader, who is, I'm going to check his name, Waffner, SS Waffner, he blackmails Chloe for sex, but the character named Boyce, who is played by Jovan Adepo, he cannot stand it, so instead of just hiding out, he comes down and restrains Waffner along with Ford. And Ford basically orders Boyce to go and find two of the other ones who are actually gone to check out the town. And he sees the scientists and the Nazis murdering some of the villagers who they've been experimenting on. They're hugely disfigured and all that stuff. He's shocked, but at the same time he's chased by maybe a rabid dog. It just seemed like a violent dog. And he jumps into a truck of the Nazis, and inside are all dead bodies. So he sneaks into the compound and tries to find his way out of that underground base. And he finds a laboratory where the Germans have been experimenting on using a mysterious serum. I don't think they talk too much about the serum. He takes one of the syringes, and he finds Rosenfield, who's one of their squad members. He was laid out on on a gurney. I don't think he had too much of the serum injected in him. Maybe they were just setting him up at that point, and they basically escape through the sewers. They come back and see the other two soldiers, Tibet and Chase, have reached the house as well. And Waffner, they try to interrogate Waffner, but he refuses to give out much of the details. As they're trying to, set their plan into motion, Waffner attempts to escape, and he shoots Chase. That's Ian DeCasner's character. And Boyce sees that, takes the serum, and seeing that, knowing what he saw in the laboratory, thinks that this might resurrect the dead. He injects the serum into Chase, but things go wrong. Chase gets up, he's very thirsty, and he's confused, and he's not only is he healing, he was actually dead, but at the same time he came back, and he's confused completely, and he starts beating up his fellow soldiers, and they have to kill him, by smashing the gun onto his head. And because there's a scene where he snaps his neck back, breaks the bones, and then snaps it back on. That's actually kind of terrifying. During this melee, Waffner escapes, and he kidnaps the boy, the 8-year-old boy. His name is Paul, I believe. And they, he alerts some of the other Nazi soldiers. So there's a gunfight in which, Ford shoots shoots a bullet right into the face of Waffner. He's taken back to the compound, and then being in a lot of pain, he takes the serum and he injects himself, and he gets super strength. So there's a little bit of superhero thing into it, and the American soldiers decide to invade the compound. There's a huge fight. There's a lot of shooting going on, and finally, they manage to kill most of the soldiers. But there's a lot of these super soldiers who are inside doors, and they are finally released. And it's up to Ford, who gets injured really badly by the now powerful Waffner, and he takes some of the syringe, some of the serum himself, and injects himself with it. So there's a big shootout. They manage to rescue Paul. Chloe escapes with him, and then Boyce locks himself in a particular area, and then he tells Boyce to leave, and basically he explodes using a detonator. He explodes the entire room, killing all the super soldiers, including himself and Waffner. The soldiers all reunite, and they get to hear that the the Allied forces are sweeping into France. That's where the movie ends. So it's got that mad scientist element. It's got the kind of sci-fi element into it, but it's more horror-based and, of course, set in war. I found some of the visuals to be really good, especially the beginning scenes when they're jumping off of their plane and trying to land on the ground. Those were some good scenes. There's nothing much that really stands out. I think the best part of the film is basically Ford and Choban Adepo. I'm not really sure how you pronounce his first name, but I believe that's how it is. Sounds more like an Indian name, but the first name at least. But overall, I was entertained. It was a hot, humid afternoon. I've been lying on bed and watching the movie. It's not bad. I kind of enjoyed it. Not really sure if this is a movie that I'm going to be watching over and over again. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to buy the DVD. Probably down the line, maybe if I feel like, yeah, this is actually one of the best horror movies that I've actually seen. Kind of reminds me a little bit of another movie that I've actually seen. I'm trying to find out which that movie is. I think it's called Blood Creek with Michael Fassbender in it, and yeah, I'm going to just check the. I think that's the first time I actually saw Michael Fassbender in a movie. I remember he is in it. A couple of other actors who I really know in it as well. think this is from 2009. Let me see if I can actually quickly get it up. Before the yeah, it's called Blood Creek, and it stars Dominic Purcell and Henry Cavill. Yeah, really good cast over there. Movie wasn't that great. Movie wasn't that successful either, but it was still good enough. So I kind of compared this movie with this one a little bit. I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Um, Nothing much on the acting level, and it's not anything that's groundbreaking. I did feel it had its moments, so solid 7, not bad. You can watch it for yourself and decide if you agree with my rating or if you would give it much higher or much lower. So that's it. That's my review for the movie Overlord. Take care. I'll see you soon.